going on? Hope you're doing well as can be. I want to talk a little bit about karma and how deep it really goes. How deep does karma really go? Does anyone really know? And what I mean by how deep, if you think about it, most people that you ask, even the non religious, like if you ask them about karma, if they believe in karma, they'll say yeah. But those same people, the non religious as well as the religious, they don't act like they believe karma, you know? Like, if the good things you do and say returns goodness, whereas the bad things you do and say returns badness, seems as if most people would be perpetually doing good, just for the sake of good karma. But unfortunately, that's not the way of the world. I mean, the world loves to talk a good game, preach about everything good, but in the grand scheme of things, the expectations are for the bad. And the way people treat each other, with contempt and disrespect, it's just not indicative of the idea of believing in karma, that it's really activated in this world and functional. But when I say how deep does karma go, what I mean by that is how far back. When you think about karma, like your personal karma, the way the law interacts with you, the way things happen for you, whether for the good or the bad, how far back does it go? I mean, does it begin at the moment for you when you're born on planet Earth? I used to wonder that, but now I don't think that it does. I used to think that it does. You're born, you're innocent when you're born, and that's where karma begins. You can start living your life in such a way that you attract good karma to yourself and have a good life. But I don't know that that's true anymore. I say anymore. If it's not true, it's not true. It never was true. But yeah, how far back does it go? I mean, in the book of Jeremiah, it says, and this is God talking, it says, I knew you before you were formed in the womb. So you were known by a greater level of reality, which means you existed in a greater level of reality. So that must mean karma, your karma, personal karma, my personal karma, had to have started sometime long ago before I was born, or before you were born, whenever you were born. And then I got to thinking, because sometimes you have to connect Old Testament and New Testament philosophies together to get a full picture. But in the book of Jeremiah, it says, I knew you before you were formed in the womb. And that's in chapter 1 that it says that. But also in the book of Ecclesiastes, and I have that particular chapter 4 open. Check this out, what it says. It says, I returned and considered all the oppressions that are practiced under the sun. All the oppressions that are practiced under the sun. And I beheld the tears of the oppressed. And they had no comforter. And on the other side of the oppressors, on the side of their oppressors was power. Sorry. On the side of their oppressors was power. That's kind of almost like a slave master relationship. But then again, it says about the people in power, they too had no comforter. So everybody's miserable. And then it goes on to say, more fortunate are those who have been long dead than the living who are still alive. It's pretty deep, pretty wild, but I kind of get where this prophet is coming from to say that. And it also goes on to say after that, but better than them both is he who has not yet been born, who has not seen the evil deeds that are done under the sun. If you think about the book of Genesis, it talks about after Adam sinned, after Eve sinned, they got cast out of the presence of God and this world became cursed because of the disobedience. So this world is cursed because of the disobedience, according to Genesis. Therefore, some kind of karma is causing people to be born into this world with the way it currently is. I mean, if people are being born onto an earth where the grounds are cursed, then some kind of funky karma, I believe, had to happen way before they were born to have them cast upon a planet, the grounds of a planet that's cursed. That's what I think. So, okay, I knew you before you were formed in the womb. Boom. You were formed in the womb and born into this world. A cursed world. Hence, people cease to be known. They're separated. And the goal is to get back in good standing, right standing with the Most High. So what happened? What happened to cause us to be born into this world the way it is, since we were known before we were even formed in the womb? What did we do? Something's going on. I think I know the answer, but if I said it, it would blow a lot of people's minds. A lot of people just ain't ready for truth. A lot of people want doctored up realities or misinterpreted scriptures that kind of promotes a fairy tale. Too bad people don't want truth, huh? Because if they did, this world wouldn't be the way that it is. Anyway, something to think about. What caused you? What did you do to have to be born into this world the way it is? And where were you before it all transpired? You were known. Where were you known? Karma. Yeah, it goes deeper than before. Well, deeper. From the time you were born, it doesn't begin there. It begins, if it ever began, it started for you and for me a much longer time ago than when we were born on this earth. Anyway, just something to think about. Hopefully you're seeking after truth. Seeking after what's true. Let your misery be your guide. If you're miserable, if you're dealing with a negative, neurotic mind, something is amiss. Something that you're holding on to is not completely true, or not true at all. Only truth can cleanse your brain, your mind. Seek after truth at all costs. Thank you for listening. And God bless.